My name is Neanne Alnafta. I'm from the University of Sydney, and the title of my FameLab presentation is From the First Farmers to Plant Hormone Producers. So I really like to have a hearty meal. It's especially comforting after a long and busy day. What's not so comforting though is the fact that by 2050, we may not have enough food to feed our rapidly growing population. The situation right now regarding food is that 26% of our whole world's population is on the brink of starvation. That's a whole quarter of our world's people. A further 10% are experiencing food insecurity, meaning people are going for days before having their next meal. So the challenge right now is immense. How are we going to feed all these people? Well, the easiest way to ensure that we have enough food is to protect our crop plants. But there is a major threat that's facing them, and that's parasitic weeds. Not only do these weeds compete for water and space, but they also take the nutrients that only our crop plants can make, leaving crop fields devastated. Science has identified, however, a major component that is controlling the battle between these crop plants and parasitic weeds, and these are called plant hormones. They're so small that we need special equipment in the lab to see them, but they're full of complexity. The experiments of my PhD can be simmered down into an easy-to-follow recipe to make these plant hormones in the lab and on a much larger scale compared to the extremely low levels in which they exist in nature. The important part is being able to capture that same complexity as seen in nature. It's like a magical touch. See, being in the lab is kind of like being in one of Professor Snape's potions classes. Instead of pointy black hats, we actually opt for these safety glasses. And we do have cauldrons, but they're made out of glass. And we add our ingredients into these, things that we call chemicals. And guided by our knowledge of how these chemicals combine together, we can then make these plant hormones with that special magical touch or complexity. With this crucial material, plant scientists can then go and study their many functions, so then we can better understand what's actually happening in the soil. This has proved crucial when we're trying to develop some clever ways to fight off parasitic weeds. For example, we now know that parasitic weeds hiding underground look out for these plant hormones as a signal for crops nearby. So if we first could sprinkle the ground with these plant hormones that we've made in the lab, we can trick parasitic weeds into becoming seedlings that eventually must die. Our farmers can then go and plant their crops without any fear of these pests re-emerging. So the solution is protecting our crop plants. In fact, when hunter-gatherers first transitioned to permanent farming communities, exactly in a region in the Middle East where my parents are actually from, the population at the time was also experiencing a food shortage. So I think it's pretty neat that I'm able to support our farming community through my research today. Thank you.